Over 61 episodes, I tried my best to be as honest as possible. So when I was challenged by David Tobias on LinkedIn to get involved with the Let's Get Honest campaign, my initial reaction was, aren't I always honest, David Tobias? I thought I was, but life happens, and walls go up. Don't let my smile and confidence fool you. He always uses humor as a defense mechanism. That's a great smile he's got there, though. That's enough, guys. Enough with the act. It's time to really open up, take that mask off. This time without the glitz and the glam and the lights and the polished camera and the nice microphone. Today, it's time to get real honest. When I was challenged by David Tobias on LinkedIn to get involved with the Let's Get Honest campaign, initially I was a bit defensive and I was thinking, you know what, I'm always honest. I don't need to really get involved with this. But the truth is, I haven't really been honest about everything, and especially things that have been going on in my life recently. So I checked out some of the other videos online done by Michaela Alexis and other people on LinkedIn from all over the world, and my defensiveness quickly turned into fear. Fear, eh? I don't usually get nervous, but today I'm feeling a bit nervous. So let's get honest. Okay, so there's a different format. Usually I'm on the nice polished camera and I can hide behind that. But this morning I took some notes in my notebook because I usually wing things and it doesn't really turn out the way I want. So I took some notes on what I want to get honest about today. So I appreciate your patience. This is not going to be as polished as the other stuff. See, I'm already doing it. Okay, so one of the things that really has affected my life over the last 10 years was when I was 22, which would be 11 years ago, in 2007. I was diagnosed with keratoconus, and keratoconus is essentially a cornea disease, which meant I was going blind in my right eye, and that was pretty hard of a pill to swallow at the age of 22. I felt really alone, and I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know what kind of the future had in store for me. I was, young and vibrant, and people always knew that I was kind of joking all the time and lively and energetic. And so I want to talk about here's the notes again. I want to talk about the keratoconus experience because I feel like it's shaped me in a lot of ways. So after being diagnosed, things got worse. I've talked a little bit about this on the channel before, but not to the extent that I'm about to. Things got worse. I wasn't able to really see on this side. It affected all aspects of my life, and just made me feel weak and kind of vulnerable, and I felt like I was broken for whatever reason. I know there's a lot of things out there that can happen that are worse, but that's how I felt. So I underwent a cornea transplant, and that was also scary because it's a pretty lonely feeling to go through surgery like that, especially when other people, there was nothing noticeable. It's a bit droopy, but there was nothing noticeable at the time. You can still see my eye. So, but that experience was lonely, and it actually started to manifest. I'm reading my notes. I started to manifest into me feeling like any mild pain that I would experience was actually something worse than it was. So because it caught me by surprise, there was no pain during the keratoconus. It was itchy a little bit, but I didn't see it coming. And so now, over the last 10 years, I actually get bouts of hypochondria. So I can hypochondria. I'm trying to look at the camera while I say it. And so what that essentially means is that anytime I have a mild pain, I just assume the worst. It could be, light muscle pain, or, something in my neck or my chest, and, that fear of it being something worse than it is, like it was with the eye, makes me feel like, it could be something devastating, and of course it's scary because I've been through that, and I don't want to, of course no one wants to go through that. So those episodes turn into anxiety, and they turn into panic attacks, and it just kind of snowballs until I'm feeling kind of really weak and vulnerable. And the episodes get worse, especially in times of my life where I'm under a lot of stress. And this past year, as many of you will know, I'm having a baby in a few months, which is a lot of pressure to handle. I started a business this year, but there's also something else that I haven't really talked about publicly, and it has it's been contributing and manifesting to the anxiety that some of you have heard about me talk about during some of the videos over this past summer. But and I asked him before I said I was gonna tell you guys about this. But my dad actually has been in the hospital for the last 3 or 4 months. And it started off with just kind of like he was falling down a lot. He's 74, and so he was falling sometimes, and his balance was bad, and so it was happening frequently. So we took him to the hospital, and so they put him through like a physio program to get him to heal up and strengthen his muscles. And I got a call from him one day, and she said that they want to do some tests on his heart. And not that I didn't think anything of it, but I thought, okay, well, they're looking out for him, and that's nice. And ultimately, he had a heart attack, and they took him to the Heart Institute. And over the summer, he underwent a bypass surgery. He had a stent put in. And the reason I'm telling you this is because it's something that certainly has been weighing on my mind. And in this social world behind, the glitz and glam of the cam and the laptop and everything, we're not discouraged from sharing that type of stuff. But I feel like it's a bit taboo to share that because it makes you look like a victim and weak, and you don't want to share that part about yourself because the trolls and the vultures will come and eat at you. And so there you go, humor is a defense mechanism, right? So he underwent this surgery, and it was probably one of the scariest things that I've gone through, especially when they're prepping him for the surgery, and you're walking down the hall, and then there's these big doors, and it's kind of feels very dramatic, and they send him through the doors, and he's about to do surgery, and you just feel helpless that you can't do anything, and you want to, I'm a bit of a control freak, so I want to be able to control that. And but something clicked at that moment. Something really clicked that my problems that I have related to worrying about having a baby and leaving my job and house, and these are good problems to be worried about. I mean, I'm in my 30s, and yes, I want to make sure that we're secure, but you know what? Health is really the most important thing. And this experience with my dad really made me realize that. That being said, over the summer, my anxiety kind of got a little worse because of all of these different things going on, especially, when my dad since he's been in the hospital, the hypochondria came back a little bit, and so I'm thinking any mild pain is something bigger than it is, and oh my god. Okay, so I'm being I'm being honest. What else do we have here? So I think the things that I've done to battle back and fight back and be is to look at my dad and say, you know what, for someone at his age to go through this, and that he can be this strong when I haven't always looked at him as being a super strong guy. It makes me feel strong, and it's kind of exciting for me because now he's actually coming home on Thursday, which is really it's exciting for us because he's stronger than he has been in a long time, and it's just exciting. He has this new zest for life, and it's making me feel that at 33, what health problem can I really have? And I know anything can happen, but the things that I'm worried about are things that are in my head. So so I think the point of this was to be honest, and I think I'm trying to be honest because I know week after week people see the videos, and I've put on a brave face, and every Wednesday I've come out and I've tried to deliver and try to be, wisdom and humorous and bring in energy, and inside and behind the scenes, my family and I have been going through this over the last 3-4 months, and it's gonna be good to have him home because it's tiring going to the hospital every 3-4 times a week, 5 times a week. The stress that's related to not knowing what's gonna happen, and I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to the future now. I've been doing a lot more eating healthier, exercise. I've started doing meditating, which is something I never thought I would do in the past, but it's actually really helpful. I've been using this app called Headspace, and yeah, so thank you for the notes because I wanted to make sure I hit on all of these points. Yes, a lot of crying's been happening in the background, putting on a brave face. LinkedIn, stay professional, stay classy, but let's get honest. This was actually really helpful to go through this. And I know this video, for those of you who watch, this is a lot longer, but I wanted to give this like a good shake, be really honest about it, and show that we can come back from anything, that we can be strong, and I appreciate your support. And David Tobias, I no longer feel defensive or fearful. I feel like this was actually quite therapeutic, so thank you. I look forward to seeing you at whatever event we run into each other. But thank you, Michaela, LinkedIn peoples. Let's get honest, and let's keep spreading the love. And I'm going to nominate some people on the status once I've gathered myself and put this whole thing together. But yeah, this is cool. And for those of you who watch my videos every week, thank you so much. It's actually, your support has meant a lot during this really difficult time, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much. My name is Riaz. Take care. Bye.